Hey guys, what's up? It's Sunday, October the 2nd. We've entered a new month in 2016. We've got 2 months left till the end of the year, and that scares me a little bit. Anyway, to all you regular viewers, welcome back to ARKAY's Thoughts. How's life been? How the last few days been? What did you think of the Thursday show? Let me know. I'd love to hear. And to all of you who only watched last Sunday's show and only want to watch the Notes on Life segment of ARKAY's Thoughts, hey, welcome back. How's the week been? And any of you who are new to the channel or haven't been to my channel in a while, yes, a lot of things have changed. On Tuesday and Thursday, I talk about the news and current affairs and my opinion on it. And on Sunday, I talk about life, which is today. Yeah, I talk about life and experiences, and I just contemplate thoughts about life. Am I saying life too many times? But yeah, about life. I avoid the news on Sunday. I just want to reflect on the week and see where we can go from here, you know. Last week I talked about haters gonna hate, and initially I wanted to follow that topic up and talk about the difference between criticism and hate, and that they're not the same thing. But you know, then the week happened and it was a pretty shitty week. The fiber was flaring up. You know, initially it was just brain fog and fatigue, but then the pain kicked in, and right now even my hands and my feet are hurting. They're just hurting. They just hurt. It was just not a very good week. And when this happens, all the little tiny bad things that happen kind of compound the whole situation, and I'm just glad that today I'm feeling a lot better, although it did take me like an hour to get out of bed today, which was really sucky. Anyway, that, you know, I just want to bum you out with that. That all leads up to the fact that this week I stumbled upon this article by FebruaryStars.com, or February Stars blog. Anyway, one of these bloggers I follow, I like her articles. Her articles have helped me in the past with regards to fibromyalgia, will help me feeling less guilty and less shady about my whole situation. Alright, yeah, sorry about that. Raul started barking. I had to go and sort that out, so I have to backtrack a little bit. So where was I? So I stumbled upon this blog that I follow, FebruaryStars.com, February Stars blog. I follow her on Twitter, so I just clicked the links and her blogs have helped me in the past. They've helped me feel less shitty and less guilty about what I'm going through. Not so much to make me like comfortable and just like roll into a ball and not fight anymore. No, not that. Sometimes I'm too harsh on myself, and her writing has helped me, like, her writing helps like sort of like I don't know, humanize the situation. I don't know, desensitize it. No, it's just like talking to someone. And her article this week was about pacing. Basically, I think it was like, what on earth is pacing? And this article directly leads into today's topic, which is acceptance and pacing. These two things go hand in hand, because in order to start pacing, you need to accept the situation you're in. And the big problem for me over the years has always been acceptance. At the beginning, I tried to deny what was going on. I didn't want to accept the fact that I was limited, that I was more limited, that I wasn't on the same playing field as everyone else. And it was very hard to deal with that for a long time, because I used to do very well at a lot of things, and I was always very ambitious. You know what? I am still ambitious. It's just that everything now takes a lot longer for me to get done. You know, it was a big hit to me when I had to redo my course, and I just graduated from uni this year. I'm 26 years old. So all these different things, it's just, you know, the only way I keep sane, I'm not even kidding right now, the only way I can keep sane is by accepting the fact that this is what it is. That I've been limited, and that I do not play on the same playing field as everyone else. And if I want to compete, I have to find a different way to do it, or just invest more time into things, and you know, all of that. This leads directly into pacing, because when I accept, I start pacing better, you know. And the problem here, the problem is, you know, when you start pacing well and everything's going well, you start building momentum, and that momentum gets larger and larger, and you start feeling better and better and better. And then suddenly I start thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe this time it won't crash, you know? Maybe this time I'll be able to go the distance. Hey, you know what? Maybe this time I won't flare up. See, all these little delusions in my mind that kind of like propagate me to push a bit too hard, and then everything comes crashing down, just like that, just like the stock market in 2008. Is that a bad joke? I don't know if that was a bad joke. But that is the situation, you know. You build up momentum, and I get in my head, and I start like wanting to do everything in the world, you know, because there are lots of things I want to do. There's so many things I want to do that are in my head, but what's in my head is so difficult to translate out when my body is very uncooperative. It's very volatile. I cannot depend on myself, on my physical being, to be 100 all the time, or even 80 all the time, or even 50 all the time. I think that's the worst thing about this illness, is that I can't even depend on myself to be able to do certain things. That's not the point. That's not what I'm detracting from the whole situation right now, right? Acceptance of whatever condition we're in is very important in order for us to be able to really make change, for us to remain sane, for us to create sustainable growth. You know, that's the key word I think here, sustainable growth. If I didn't accept my situation, if I didn't accept my capabilities, I would keep pushing, then I'd fail, I'll crash, I wouldn't learn anything, and I'd just repeat the cycle over and over again until a point that I go insane or something like that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's about it. That's it to the topic actually. Just acceptance and pacing and how it's relevant to all of us. Some of us can do more, some of us can do less. You just have to accept what is really. Like what I mentioned last week, you can only do what you can with what you have. Did I say that right? You just gotta make do with what you have in your hand. Yeah, that is the reflection for the week really. That I need to stop being such a dumbass. I have no idea whether this episode makes any sense whatsoever or whether it helps anyone. I guess I just needed to talk it out. So yeah, just let me know what you think about this episode, about this topic. Is it relevant to you guys? How do you guys feel about this? Have you dealt with a similar situation of like denying reality and, you know, suffering the consequences for it? This is not the first time I've done this. This is a repeated venture. It's like I go up and I start deluding myself, like I mentioned again, and then yeah, I'll talk about this next week. But it's also very important that you keep pushing forward, because that's the only way you're gonna be able to know your new limits, to push your limits forward. But I'll get back into that next week. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you like my channel, hit that subscribe button. And if there are any of your friends out there who you think this episode may be beneficial, or they'll enjoy, or they'll appreciate it, hey, send it to them. You know, it'll be awesome. You'll help them out, you'll help me out with the channel, and yeah, you know, just awesomeness for everybody. Cool, I'll catch you guys in the next one. KMF guys. You know, I try to do too many things. You know, when things get good, I try to do everything under the sun. Like, you know, with regards to this channel, I want this to be daily. Really, that is what I want to do. I want to be Monday to Thursday, talk about the news. Fridays and Saturdays, I get back to the old vlogs, because I don't want to stop those. I really enjoy making those. And then Sunday is this. I want that to happen, but I know I have to pace myself. If not, everything will come crashing down.